hear things when you want to. But when you don't, it's like Rose. You know, first of all, I'd like to say, I'd like to thank all the people who traveled here from far and wide.
Willow Grove.
Willow Grove,
Parkridge,
Varsity View,
down the alley,
Rosetown, down the alley,
Rosetown.
Rose from Rosetown especially, she's the furthest. That she was able to make it.
Poor dear.
So this part I like to call remembering, or well, I think just remembering.
Yeah.
You know, I like to during Ukrainian Christmas remember some of the dearly departed. And I was thinking about it this year as to who I wanted to actually remember, and then it just kind of came to me, my great grandmother. She died, well, 30 years ago this year. She lived to be 100. She was the oldest living relative that I remember in my family, living to be that age. We've had some that did get into their 90s, but she was the oldest.
You mean to have 52 more years? Is that...
No, no, you won't. You won't. I guarantee you won't. You'd have to look to be 106, and that ain't gonna happen. Just no
You're
way.
right.
Anyways, my
by
grandmother,
natural or
I remember that
unnatural?
we used to go visit her. My grandmother had a house over in Avenue G off of 20th. And when I was young, my mom would take me to go visit my great-grandmother, who just lived over in Avenue K. And actually, we wouldn't even walk down the street, we just walked down the tracks because it was the fastest way of getting there. You know, and luckily for us, there's no trains coming, so that was just fine. But I remember she lived in a small, tiny little house, and she always had this little tiny pantry. She'd always go to the pantry and she'd take something out, and she'd always want to give me something. And I used to think, oh, please, let it be a quarter. Let it be a quarter. And every time she brought out a plum. And I was like, oh, I don't know, 3, 4 years old. I just remember it made such an impression on me. I'd think, oh, geez. My mom would say, just take it. And so I'd take it and say thank you, you know, or I'd have to say yaki you because she didn't know English. But I don't know, that always stuck with me, and I always remember her, she was a widow by then. Her husband died a few years ago, and I just remember going to visit her, and it was actually quite a nice visit, other than the plum. You know? But hey, that's what she had, and she gave it to me, and I think, you know, that meant a lot to her to be able to do something like that. And I felt, actually, as I thought about it over the years, I've actually felt quite privileged to get a plum from my great-grandmother. So anyways, her name is Tekla. So if you'll raise your glass,
Yes,
I'd like to say cheers to Tekla.
Cheers.
cheers to Tekla.
Now, in years past, I've also asked if anybody else has a story they want to share. Please feel free, because